fastest man in the NFL basically hired a private investigator to follow old girl around. Whole time she was doing dicks. Then she didn't want to leave his crib. Shorty, get the fuck out my crib. Yeah, this shit over with, you hear me? And led to a domestic. That's basically what happened. And to think the whole time they doing this, she over here doing dicks. Hey, bro, you was a multi-millionaire. Don't ever throw away your career for that. You'll find another girl. Everybody's been cheated on, but not everybody's multi-millionaires. Remember that before you make your decisions for all the fellas out there.
So let me get this straight. You cheated on a guy who just played in the Super Bowl. 9 times out of 10, he's going to be back to the Super Bowl at least in the next couple of years, playing with arguably one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He continues on his pace. He has a great season next year. He's definitely going to get paid, right? He's going to get paid big money, okay? And you can't keep your moose knuckle in your pants. And he was serious about you, so serious that he went and hired a private investigator. Instead of crashing out like some of these celebrity men do or some of these NFL players and NBA players do, he said, I'm going to do it a professional way. I'm going to have somebody follow you around. I'm going to collect the evidence, and then I'm going to present you with the evidence that you're cheating, and you're going to have to get the fuck out. You don't get the fuck out. Instead, you trash his house. Instead, you don't leave. Then you get him arrested for faking a domestic dispute. Lord have mercy, boy. I don't understand.
The Xavier Worthy situation is just yet again enough proof that men, black men especially, get abused and it's either swept under the rug or ignored, or you're a big man, that really didn't hurt you, right? And somebody said that women don't want to stop oppression, they just want to be the oppressors. And I see this because here's a black dude, young black dude, who has everything seemingly that women say they want. He's professionally successful, has the money to give you the soft girl life, and you put his livelihood at risk. One, because you cheated on him, and two, because you wouldn't leave his property. Like, you performed an act and he found out and he was ready to leave you, and now the life you thought you had was at risk, or you decided you weren't going to leave, and you caused the same, pulled the man dreads out, all sorts of things. And if it had not been for a unbiased witness, he could be facing domestic violence charges. And to make it even more clear, this is not a woman who, I don't know if she grew up in the ghetto, but this is not a girl who's lacking up. This is a world champion runner, from what I hear, Tia Jones, like a woman of her own merit. So it goes to show you that it's not dudes always putting themselves in situations where IG baddies, like what's that girl with Anthony Edwards, Aisha Howard or whatever thing. These are women who are accomplished and will still cheat on you because financially it's not enough or whatever, and put your life in danger. Like, as if the law doesn't already have bias against black men. You put him in a situation where he was not the aggressor, but is viewed as the aggressor, and he had to prove himself innocent. Black men, be very careful. Be very careful, because they are preying on you, especially when you have money.
The charges have been dropped officially. We learned earlier that Chiefs Xavier Worthy was arrested on assault charges in Texas. The original charge was a third-degree felony assault charge. The law specifically refers to an assault on a family or household member and is committed by intentionally, knowingly, or recklessly impeding the normal breathing or circulation of the blood of the person by applying pressure to the person's throat or neck by blocking the person's nose or mouth. The lawyers have responded. We are working with law enforcement in Williamson County to ensure they have the benefit of the totality of circumstances that led to this investigation. The complainant was recently asked to vacate Mr. Worthy's residence upon discovery of her infidelity. She has refused to do so and made a number of extortive efforts prior to resorting to this baseless allegation against Mr. Worthy. They ended up saying, we will continue to cooperate with the Williamson County authorities as we have full faith that their thorough investigation will support Mr. Worthy's innocence.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, or Sirach chapter 25, verse 19, and it reads, all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. Giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Raha HaKakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well in teaching us this 100% truth. Salutations to them and my fellow Akim who labor in this truth week in and week out on the highways and byways. Also, salutations to the hopeful elect of the scattered 12 tribes of Israel, scattered to the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, also known as your Israelite foreigners and your so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. To you, I say Shalom. This is your brother Ayashar Barazal, a prophet of doom from the Indianapolis branch of the Great Millstone, coming back at you with another lesson that is edifying to the elect body of the nation of Israel. And by now, what's really trending this week is this whole situation with one of the fastest man on earth, Xavier Jones, and the situation with his former fiance, Xavier Worthy, and his former fiance, Tia Jones, who is also a stellar athlete within her own right, but that may come crashing down here real soon, especially based on this scripture. You know, she's going to have to give account to what she tried to do to this young man. You know, he busted her cheating on him. You know, hired a private investigator, and when there was nowhere around it, she tried to ruin him. You know, and almost did if he didn't have any evidence based on the information that we have to date. So, like it says here, all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. And this scripture is real heavy, because you have an entire nation of people called the wicked, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. But it's saying here that all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. So that's pretty much saying she can be as worse than he is. And, that's very much believable, because as you go all the way back to the garden, she attached herself to him, knowing that she wasn't supposed to eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. That's why the scriptures say, I think I may be right here at it. Yes, verse 24, of the woman came the beginning of sin, through her we all die. So yeah, that's why, her wickedness is all of it. All started with her, the so-called woman, even though that the nation of Edom is called the wicked. So that's why you gotta be very, very careful with these women, which brings me to the next scripture. Sirach chapter 25, verse 21 says, stumble not at the beauty of a woman, and desire her not for pleasure. Now, I have to admit, she's very easy on the eyes. You go through the photos to prepare for this video, in very good shape. Well, she's a sprinter, and not the real, thin type either. I mean, shapely for a sprinter. But yeah, like I said, stumble not at the beauty of a woman. Don't lose your footing. Don't become unbalanced, because you don't know what's going on behind that pretty face. Like that old saying goes, no matter how pretty a woman is, there's some dude that can't stand her ass. Point blank period. No matter how fine she is, there's some dude that can't stand her ass. And probably after this, Xavier Worthy won't be able to stand it either. But he did the right thing. He just, and because hey, if he didn't, he would be in a lot of trouble right now, and probably career's over. Because that's exactly what they did. Threw him in jail first and charged him. He's a Jake man, so they ate up that opportunity in Texas to put a charge on him. But here again, she got busted and didn't want to be accountable. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 30, verse 20. And it reads, Such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth and saith, I have done no wickedness. So, she still got the other dude's a nut all around her mouth, roughly, just giving her an analogy and saying she wasn't guilty, you know. I haven't done anything. I haven't done nothing. But, the video evidence said otherwise. All right. She got busted, being an adulterous woman. He didn't bought you a ring, as you saw at the beginning of the clip, you know. Oh, and again, I just want to declare fair use, fair use, fair use, according to the Copyright Act of 1976, under Section 107. All right. But yeah, getting back, yeah, she, got busted and didn't want to be accountable. So, what did she do? Trashed his place, pulled his hair out. The dude had dreads and everything, you know. And hey, we in truth, we say that that's wicked, but because it says a sinful woman is given to a sinful man, roughly paraphrasing. You know what? Let me get that so I don't want to botch it up. This is Sirach 25. I believe it's in that one. Maybe 26. Oh, here it is. Sirach 26 and 23. A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man, but a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Lord. Now, I don't know anything about this guy's character, personally, but as we do, I always say that those dreads, are wicked, and many videos have been done on that. So, that's just one sign. But hey, he got involved with the very wicked woman. Like I said, she trashed his place. Tore, ripped his dreads out, and he had been asking her to leave for like 2 weeks because of her adulterous nature. Okay, and she didn't want to leave, so she did what she did. This is Sirach 25 and 16. And it reads, I'd rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than to keep house with a wicked woman. God damn. Yeah. 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 You saw how she acted when she got busted, assaulted him, you know, um, and he got in trouble for it, you know. But not to get off our subject, I've before long before I was in the truth, to my little bit over 20 years ago, I did some domestic violence workshops, and the lady who was over the event, that was the actual leader of it, who I got coordinated with. She was telling me that domestic violence, on the record is 50-50. However, it's much higher for men because they don't report it, and if they do, um, it's dismissed. She told me there's plenty of stories where guys have gone into a police station and filed a report, and they laughed him out of the station, you know. And then some of these guys, come up, permanently wounded or even dead because they didn't want to take heed to it. So, that domestic violence goes both ways, and even amongst you know, the Skittles community, you know, the number one root problem is that woman, you know. So yeah, he says, I'd rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than to keep house with a wicked woman. And we know, based on what you see on, Animal Planet and other movies and stuff like that, they will viciously take you out. That's a heavy scripture right there. You'd rather deal with a vicious animal than live with a wicked woman. Because either way, as you saw, if he didn't have the video evidence, his life was ruined. 10 years, Anna Fine, his life was ruined. So it was a good thing that those charges got dropped. All right. This takes me to Sirach 26:7. It says, an evil wife is a yoke shaken to and fro. Why? Because you're attached to her, or she's attached to you, Yeah, you attached to her. She's shaking you, got you by the neck, shaking you left, and wherever that head goes, the body has to follow, It says, he that have hold of her is as though he held a scorpion. All right. Some just told me to go look up the behaviors of a scorpion. And this is what I came up with. It says, scorpions are often seen as symbols of danger, pain, and transformative nature. Let me look that up. Transformative nature. It's like it. Transformative. Yeah. Back that up. Slovakia. Transformative. Transformative nature. Causing or able to cause an important and lasting change in someone or something. Yeah, she could have fucked his life up if those charges had stuck. She needs to go to fucking jail. For real. And hopefully the DA does that. Or at a minimum, her track career needs to be over with no more endorsements. But she needs to go to jail because it would have been 10 years for him. And the DA, the state's attorney, if they can, whoever has that power, should definitely bring charges against her. Because that was just foul. His life could be ruined just coming off a Super Bowl too. All right, let's get back to that scripture. I mean that symbolic behavior of a scorpion. It says scorpions are often seen as symbols of danger, pain, and transformative nature, representing both attraction and danger. Yeah. Like that scripture says, stumble not at the beauty of a woman, desire her not for pleasure. She's very attractive, but also very dangerous too, as we just saw. It says, and sometimes even evil or malicious, depending on the cultural context. God damn, that's her to a T, based on what we know already. Jeez. All right. Back to the scriptures. This is Sirach, chapter 26, verse 9. It says, the whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids. Yeah, that was pretty. If you see the thumbnail of this picture, go back to the beginning of the video. Yeah, those eyelids, she got them umbrellas on, and you can see in her eye, even when she's holding up the ring, there's someone right. It says, verse 10, if thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, yet she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. And, apparently she had a whole lot of freedom as his fiance. And for you women, you want to say that they weren't married yet. You have to understand the whole nature of the state of Israel. Both of them, obviously, Israelites. Okay. The first marriage license on U.S. soil, which it wasn't the United States at the time. It was in the colony of Massachusetts in 1639. Where was Jake then? Just 20 years removed from the first ship landing in Jamestown, Virginia, as a slave. We were not allowed to be married. Marriages were not recognized until there was citizenship in 1868. So you're talking about more than 200 years later. So if that was the case, what was our custom then? Sex, just like it was in the Bible. You know, she living in his house. You know he's smashing. So, you know, hey, before you get all in your panic, understand your history before you start running your mouth. Okay? And she did have liberty, you know, while he's on the road, what's she doing? You know, smashing other dudes. It says, watch over an impudent eye and marvel not if she trespass against thee. All right? Watch over an impudent eye and marvel not if she trespass against thee. Let's get that word impudent. Impudent. Yeah. Marked by contemptuous or cocky boldness or disregard of others. Insolent. Yeah. This guy didn't put a ring on your finger, and there's obvious you have blatant disregard for him because you're smashing other dudes. You know? Lacking modesty. You know, as the scriptures say, a shameless woman, you know, should be counted as a dog. In other words, she's a bitch. All right? Back to the scriptures. It says, she will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he hath found a fountain and drink every water near her. Yeah, back in the day, we called that slobbing on Bob. You know, she was being deep-throated. All right? It says, by every hedge will she sit down and open her quiver against every arrow. You know, that's self-explanatory. You know, the whole sex thing. All right? She was getting down. All right? This takes me to Proverbs 31:3. And it reads, give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways which destroyeth kings. And, you know, hey, this guy, he did not press charges, but he should have. I mean, he got out of the house, but he didn't press charges, which means, you know, there is probably an opportunity that, you know, she may have a chance to come back if the state doesn't go after her. But dude, you know, getting out of the house, you know, you know, that was a good thing to get out of the house to protect yourself. But I don't know. I would have pressed charges to send a strong message, you know. But once again, the apostles have been telling us, leave these damn Jake women alone, especially the ones of today. Now, if you got a good one that's been rolling with you for a while, yeah, but, you know, use a target, dude. 16 million, you know, and she is a successful person already, and she wanted to rob you, take your stuff. Damn. You know, got to be more careful. You got to be more careful. All right? You know, like it says, you know, give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings. Okay? What is your way to be? All right? Keep the laws, statutes, and commandments. All right? And one of those commandments is, you know, thou shalt not have any other gods before me. You know, as a lot of times these women become idols and gods to these men. You know, they're the ones who lay down before them. You know, the order is Yahweh, which is the Father, meaning Yahweh, meaning He is, he to be, he exists. All right. Followed by Yahweh Shai, which is the Son. Yahweh Shai meaning he saves, he delivers. Then is followed by the man, who is the express image of the Most High. Okay. And then the woman. That's the order. She's not supposed to be over you. All right. This is First Esdras. I'll close out with this. It's in the Apocrypha, First Esdras, chapter 4, beginning in verse 25. And it reads, "Wherefore a man loveth his wife better than father or mother. Yea, many there be that have run out of their wits for women and become servants for their sakes." And that next to the last video, this is what that guy was saying. You know, the women hate oppression, but they want to be the oppressors. You know, got that stupid ass saying, "Happy wife, happy life." Fuck that shit. You know, that shit's crazy. They want you to worship them. You know, you getting on the knee, bowing down to them, asking for their hand in marriage. Fuck that shit. You know, scriptures tell us, "He that findeth a wife find a good thing and obtain favor from the Lord." Now, once again, that ain't just a wife according to these standards. That's a wife according to the standards of the Bible. Okay. And there's only a couple of ways you can qualify to be a wife according to the scriptures. All right. The first one is that you are a virgin, meaning that you're untouched, you know, and of a marriageable age. Okay. That's the first thing. All right. And then the second one, every man that you slept with is supposed to be deceased before you even entertain marriage to the current man, or if you make him an adulterer as well as yourself. That's in the law. You know, you can get that in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22. The marriage law, I believe, starts at verse 13 all the way down to 30. And also in Romans, chapter 7, verses 1 through 3. All right. So, yeah. This is a sad situation. But again, you know, hey, you gotta watch it with these women. You gotta watch it with these women. Because man, that he dodged a bullet there. This is First Ezra chapter 4, verse 27. Last scripture here. It says, "Many also have perished, have erred and sinned for women." All right. And for whatever reason, he erred, and it almost cost him. It almost cost him. There may still be a stain, because you know how Esau is. You know, they'll be talking about his performance in the game and then bring up this situation, even though all charges were dropped. All right. That's why you got to be careful. Be damn careful of these wicked Eves. For real. You know, apostles keep saying this is not the time. This is not the time, because we know, you know, according to Matthew 24, you know, he talking about, Yahushua was talking about the end days. He says the love of many shall wax cold in those days. That phrase wax cold means psycho. People going to be going nuts. You know, let me grab that. Wax cold. So I can get the whole thing in its complete context. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Matthew 24 and 12. And it reads, this is red letter, Yahweh Shai. "And because iniquity, which is sin upon sin upon sin, shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold." All right. I said I'll get that in the blue letter. Matthew 24. And that was verse 12. Get that phrase, wax cold. Okay. Now I'll read it in the NLT first before I get wax cold. Matthew 24 and 12 in the NLT Sin will be rampant everywhere. Yep, adultery, slander, you know. She did all of that in a small time frame. It says, and the love of many will grow cold. There won't be any. Let me get that phrase, wax cold.
Strong's G 5594. Sucho. Sucho.
Okay, it's pronounced suko, but it's psycho in English, as we call it. It says a metaphor of waning love. Okay, and for her to be messing around on this guy, her love had definitely waned for him. But she's gonna keep the money if she could. All right, wax cold. Okay, man. Yeah, so, all right. So with that, I hope this lesson was edifying to the elect body of the nation of Israel. Once again, going to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well in teaching us this 100% truth. Salutations to them and our fellow Arkim who labor in this truth week in and week out on the highways and byways. Also, salutations to the hopeful elect of the scattered 12 tribes of Israel, scattered to the four corners of the earth that be like unto the speckled bird, also known as your Israelite foreigners and your so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. To you, I say Shalom, Kwame Asharala, Abba Babal. Jake, stay away from these wicked women. All right? Shalom.